Yo, what's the crack, guys? It's the Minyon, Allcast Irish Gamers. And it's that time again. It's time for another Minyon's Recipes. Number 8. Jeez, I've done 8 of these. Well, it's gotta be the Winged Dragon of Ra deck. It's like the danger one, but without the dangers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to check us out on all our social medias as well. Allcast Irish Gamers, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord. We're on them all. So, yes, here we go. Winged Dragon of Ra. I decided to make another deck for him. And one of his main cards is Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. Such a good card. It's like Blackluster Soldier, but better. He gets 3 effects. So if it's only light cards, then he gets a special summon. If it's only dark, you get to send a card from your opponent's hand back to the deck. And if it's a mixture of the two, then you get to destroy 2 cards on the field without actually targeting them. Such a good card. Very underrated. So yeah, just put him in there, staple card. You got 2 effect veilers, one in your side deck. Also very, very underrated. Basically what I've done with this deck is I've taken out the dangers and just jammed in a load of hand traps of all varieties. For the simple fact that hand traps are just a staple of the game now at this stage. You got cards like Nibiru. Once your opponent summons 5 or more times in one turn, that's including normal and special summon, you just wipe the board, give them a token with a combined attack of everything, and then you special summon Nibiru. So you need to have a monster removal to get rid of him afterward. But once again, this deck is based around Phantom of Chaos, Sphere Mode, and getting Sphere Mode in the graveyard, removing him with Phantom of Chaos, and allowing Phantom of Chaos to act as his effect, and just summon the Winged Dragon of Ra. Super strategy. I think the main reason why I took the dangers out was to focus more on this. You know, because I found myself winning a lot of games solely on the danger monsters, and that's not what I want. I want a pure, solid Winged Dragon deck. Obviously you've got your Sanguine in there. Sanguine helps you get Phantom of Chaos to your hand, or you know, Summoner Monk, who will then also help you get Phantom of Chaos onto the field, if that's the way you wanted to go about it. Because either way, you won't be able to use the monster with Sanguine that turn anyway. Or you could even go for a hand trap, knowing you can use the hand trap on the next turn. So a lot of ways to utilize Sanguine. Classic card, might I add. You can also get him out with Tour Guide of the Underworld, or from the Underworld. She's just super for getting Sanguine on the field. And yeah, you've got your 2 cards on the field to go into your link plays or exceed summons, whatever you're messing with. The man himself, the Winged Dragon, it's all about this card. All the rest of the cards are just there to help you get him on the field. And the best way to utilize him as well now is to go for the OTK. Now in my previous deck, you relied on getting a few dangers out to help you, because after Phantom of Chaos summons the Winged Dragon, he'll only be on 4,000 attack and defense. But that's where things get spicy, because you've got cards like Concentrating Current, which will boost his attack by his defense, and not his original defense, his defense on the field. 8,000, game over. Because, why is it game over? Because the Winged Dragon can destroy all your opponent's monsters by paying 1,000 life points. And then the door's open. Just get in there and boot them in the face. You've got 2 Caught by the Grave, because remember, it's not limited in this game. Super underrated card. You need it for all kinds of defense. Card Destruction is there just to help you get Sphere Mode in the graveyard, because let's be honest, you're not going to be using Sphere Mode for its actual effect. Concentrating Current is a must. It's a definite must if you want to get that OTK win. Other tactics as well, you can, you know, interchange with Foolish Burial. So if you have a Sphere Mode, put Phantom of Chaos in the graveyard. If you have Phantom of Chaos, put Sphere Mode in the graveyard. And either way, it will help you to get whichever one of the cards you're missing, because in 2 turns you're just going to wipe them out anyway. It's such a good combo. I've made a deck in real life to mirror this deck, but the one I have in real life has all the new support. Unfortunately, we don't have that. And if you're playing online, or even just against an AI opponent who are at all worth their salt, they're going to have a few counters, and I think that's the main reason for having cards like, you know, Caught by the Grave in there, because you kind of get hand trapped sooner or later. So it's best to be prepared for it. It's a shame you don't have more than one Foolish Burial though. It's so good, really like it. Yeah, you're gonna get hand trapped, whether it's one thing or another, Ghost Dog or Ash Blossom. So you need to have that Call by the Grave. You gotta have it, because all it takes is just one piece of this combo to fail, and you're wide open. Do you mean there's no coming back for it? It's all or nothing with this deck, and I prefer to go for all, because I've already got nothing. Of course, it wouldn't be a Yu-Gi-Oh deck if you didn't have at least your single solitary copy of Monster Reborn in there. I really like Monster Reincarnation because it gives you a chance to discard a card, and it gives you the ability to then add a card from your graveyard to your hand. It's so effective. You could use that to get back your Phantom Chaos and discard Sphere Mode. There you go, your combo's ready to work. Or you could use it to get back Chaos Dragon, Legionnaire, and then use his effect. Just so many combo extenders in this deck. A new card I've been messing around with lately, Predaplant, Verti, and Akonda. It's so good. It's really good. It does mean having to put a brick like Super Polymerization into your deck, but at the cost of 2,000 life points, you can just use your opponent's monster and Verticonde to get out Starving Venom, and then you got a direct attack coming at them. So it's really good combo, good monster removal as well, that might get you out of a hole. I mean, if they're starting to build an unbreakable board, then that's what you go for. This guy also steals their effect and some of their attack points, and when he's destroyed, he destroys all your opponent's special summon monsters. So even just getting him on the field can be super effective depending on what the situation is. And of course, he can be, once you bring him it the proper way, he can then be Monster Reborn. Well, why would you play a deck and not have Monster Reborn in it? I don't know. Like, I tried to start a survey to find out the answer to that question. People were just like, what are you doing in my bathroom? Get out of here. Who are you? But for the most part, my extra deck is pretty much exactly the same as any other. I do have Coral Dragon in there, and Red Nova, because they're good targets for Christian, Halqui Fibrax. But you can also use your new tuner monsters if you have to get them out. Well, Coral Dragon anyway. Red Nova you can only get out with Christian. I've got a few cards in there that might come in handy. I mean, it's very unlikely you're going to get your 2 Chaos Dragons on the field, but things can happen. Silent Honorarch is a must. I mean, I just have him in every deck. Yes, he targets, but he's going to get you out of a few jams. I mean, you're going to be up against it, nothing else going on for you. You know what, I'm just going to go for it, get him out, equip the opponent's monster, and just go for the jugular. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty. This is bloody Yu-Gi-Oh! Crying out loud. You win by any means necessary, and if Silent Honorarch is going to get you that win, just do it. Do it! Do it now! That was a terrible Iron impression. I'm going to work on that one. I really mean it. But yeah, get that win. I've also got Titanic Galaxy in there. On the off chance that you do manage to get your Chaos Dragon Legionnaires out, or you Monster Reborn your opponent's 8-star monster, who knows. Gustav, Max Cannon, he's good, but I very rarely use him. Borolo Dragon, I have him in pretty much every deck. Eventually he will come in handy, so he's a situational card. I wouldn't have an extra deck without him because he is that helpful. You've got your Christian, Halqui Fibrax, I think I'm pronouncing that right. And so, he's good for getting cards into the graveyard, which will help you get Legionnaire out. But he also allows you to special summon a tuner from your deck, and then during your opponent's turn, you can quick effect him off the field to special summon basically any tuner synchro monster. So really effective. Nightmare Phoenix, you gotta have 2 of them. When it comes to back row destruction, he's the go-to guy really, and he allows you to discard a card, which falls back to discarding Sphere Mode, or maybe even setting up your graveyard for Legionnaire, so who knows. And Akonde, what a good card, just really good card. He'll just clear the field for you and get that direct attack in. He is good. And I'd say in another deck with like more fusion monsters, yeah, he can probably be even more dominant. But as an option to just remove one of your opponent's monsters with Super Poly, you're not going to find a better one. Wee Witch's Apprentice, don't use her a lot, but if you're going against a deck that doesn't run any dark monsters, or if they're running light primarily, she actually can come in really handy. I got 2 Ash Blossoms in there. Now I do have 2 Blackluster Soldiers, just for the fact that, you know, if Chaos Dragon is a bit too much and you're finding that you're not getting that 3rd monster in there to special summon them, just go Blackluster. But like I said, he's a side deck card for a reason, because I used him once and found out Legionnaire was way better, so I swapped him out. Mound of the Bound Creator, another decent card, but it stops you from targeting your Winged Dragon as well, so that means it's pretty much a straight swap for Concentrating Current. Owner's Seal, yeah, I mean, sometimes you might want to use it if you're running against a control deck and you know you're going to use the Sphere Mode's effect and you want to get them back. Go for it, but that's why it's in there. It's a side deck option. Now, like I always say, side deck is completely up to you guys. If you think you have a better card to put in here than I do it. But when it comes to the main deck, which I've already kind of shown you, I advise the majority of these cards. 90 to 95% of these cards are necessary to make this deck work. Now, that's not to say there's probably better cards out there I haven't tried yet, so if you do know other combos that would just fit like a glove in with this deck, please say them in the comments. I'm always open to new ideas for deck building, because hey, I know I'm the gimmick master. Most of my decks, they're gimmick decks. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. But they're fun to use, and you will get yourself a few wins online. Running the right strategies, knowing what cards to use, and the Winged Dragon is just going to plow through people. They're not going to expect it. He's going to be on the field, his effect, 1000 life points, destroy any monster. He's just the best, what can you ask for? But thanks for watching, guys. I really enjoyed making this deck, and I really enjoyed making this video. Check us out in the next one. I've been the Minyon, and I'll see you around.